You're ready for an absolutely bonkers update. Okay, I know I'll say this a lot. I know I say this a lot. Best update of 2024 yet. Best update of 2024 yet. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so first of all, biggest update of course is the new unit Unicorn. I'm not gonna read through the skills here. I know most of us will summon them, so I'll just, if you're interested in quickly checking their skills, I will leave them on the screen for like a few seconds. You can pause and read. There's like 10 skills for each unit. I just simply want to speed up the patch notes, and I want to get to the more important stuff. I know unicorns will all summon it, will all be able to check their skills, so yeah, just quickly breeze through that. And we start with the hero raid season. So we get season 3 for our accessories, and the older accessories are becoming quite useless now. I think only the destroy one is gonna be good probably, and we're getting new ones, and I am really excited about some of them. They are super good, and they will of course be replacing the currently available 4 accessories. So the first one increases the crit resistance of all team members by 80% for the first 10 seconds of the battle. So I'd say this is somewhat comparable to the immunity set, except you can still get debuffs like CC effects, but you simply like won't get damage in most cases, right? Unless you're getting hit by like weak point units or something like that. So yeah, I'd say this is very comparable to the immunity set when it comes to like preventing your team from taking damage, because crit resistance of 80% is massive. That's pretty much guaranteed non-crits on you, right? And since most damage dealers use critical damage, they're losing like a lot of damage. Second set though, come to us. Did you just like watch my dot video and then decided to make a set for me? Like Abyssal Gaze. And this is of course, I am building the second set. I think majority will be building the second set because I feel like there's some like hidden OP things about it. Increases the team members' damage dealt with dot effects by 50%. In addition, the targets defeated by damage over time and damage over time explosion during this season cannot be revived. And yes, this might look like a set for specific dot teams only, but remember, pretty much all summoners, maybe all summoners actually, have some kind of dots. Yeah, I think all summoners have some kind of dot. Units like Cleave, units like Soleda have a lot of dot skills. So not only you will be doing way more damage, but also anti-revive if you get killed by a dot is massive. It's absolutely massive. It sort of counters summoner passives and the foggy set, even if you have it as well, right? Like if a summoner dies by a dot, their passive will not activate, at least the death prevention one, and you can also get anti-revive on them. So, yeah, I don't know, boys. This is a massive one. Don't get me wrong, this is a super good set, but this is just game changing. And yes, I'm gonna test it out probably day 1, the second it comes out next week. Okay, and there will be 2 new pieces of content that are coming. I'll start with Library of the Collection because this one is a bit more simple. Essentially, it's just sort of an ability to play various background music, illustrations. There will be a separate menu for it. I believe it happens when you click like the monster book, right? So I won't cover that too much. What I want to focus more on is the Joshua's bookshelf, because this one is way more impactful, right? So this thing you also access through the collection book, the one where you see the monsters you killed, the current units you have, collection challenges, all of that, right? And in here the menu has been completely revamped, right? As you can see on the screen. And in here, you basically have several missions. These missions give quite decent rewards as well, and they don't seem too difficult. Some of them do require you to reach affinity like level 5, which can be a bit annoying, but in most cases it will not be too difficult. But once you complete these quests, you will be unlocking various bonuses. You get these items, and you will be able to spend these items on the magic of the bookshelf. And in here, you are essentially able to buff 3 stats: attack, defense, and HP. It will buff elemental stats for either your summoner or your monster, right? So you can choose which one you wanna improve, and that could be a game changer, especially for some PvE content, for field bosses, guild raids, right, where those tiny bonuses are super important. So yeah, super excited about this. It's a small change, but it's definitely gonna help out. Oh, and also I forgot to mention it, but in one of the quests, once you complete all of the quests, you'll actually get a unit, which is a 4-star light hug as well. So if you missed out on the Illusion Guardian, or maybe it wasn't even there, I'm not even sure anymore, you will be having the ability permanently to get a light hug from there. Okay, so for other changes, we will of course be getting banners for the unicorns, right? Like naturally, when a new unit comes out, we get all 3 banners of it. I'll test out all 3, and it looks like from the voting, I will be testing the water one first, so stay tuned for that. I will drop a video either today or tomorrow for it. We also get transmogrifications for 3 units, so Paladins, Phoenixes, and Dragons. So Paladins ones are available through the account levels. The RGB ones are pretty cheap. I think they start at like level 60 to level 64, if I'm correct. Let me just double check. Yeah, so you get Fire Paladin at 62, Water Paladin at 64, and Wind Paladin at 66. I think most free-to-play players have already reached around there. For Light and Dark ones, Light is at 71 and Dark is at level 73. There's also the Phoenix Transmog. This one will also be only purchasable from the shop. So if you do wanna transmogrify your chickens, unfortunately you're gonna have to spend some money. And the Dragon Transmog. So this is pretty cool because all 5 of these can be acquired freely. You get a transmogrification ticket every 10 levels in the Spires of Ascension. So you get it at 155, 165, 175, 185, and 195. Somewhere there. It might not be like 85, it might be like 84, 83, I don't quite remember. But you get all 5 tickets if you complete Spires from the current one to the 200th one. And now look at this. Account levels have improved. So first of all, the best part, everyone gets this because these, the previous awards, quite literally have been removed. So everyone, even if players are already playing since like a year ago and have been like level 65 or whatever, you will be able to complete all of these. And I am a level 58 player on my Korean account. I just clicked claim all, and yeah, the rewards: 2 Devil Mons, Refined Catalyst, bunch of Angel Mons, Light and Dark Legendary Scroll, 8 premium artifacts, right? Maximization marble, 60 artifacts, 50 mystical scrolls. Like, these are nuts. I'm gonna quickly scroll through these. Unfortunately, some of the like very premium items they teased are locked quite high, so you can see the transmogs at level 62, 64, 66. But yeah, for example, the Transcendent Scroll is unfortunately locked on level 100, so let's be realistic, we are quite literally never getting it. However, they did sprinkle quite a few Light and Dark Legendary Scrolls, even at lower levels, so those you will definitely be able to claim. I think I claimed one just for, at level 50 as well. So you will be able to claim some, but yeah, those top ones a bit rough. Also, the rides are at 85 and 95. Again, 85 for some whales, maybe obtainable. The rest, not really, let's be real. But yeah, pretty cool. I'll take it. I love the rewards, yeah. Also, if you're wondering, the outfits will give you the following bonuses. So one of them will give you attack to your assassin type units, and the other one will give you attack to your mage type units. And for you decoration freaks, there will be some decorations as well. So there will be 4 new titles that you can get in total, and there will be a new emoji. This one is unlocked pretty cheaply. I think it's at level 55. It's like a light pioneer with a little chicken on his head, very cute looking. But yeah, Caiross, Illusion Garden, we are getting an insanely OP unit here. So if you haven't been doing it and you haven't been using him yet, this guy is like the best damage unit apart from your Soul Link in the world boss battles. So if you haven't built it yet, make sure to do so. I know a lot of people use him in 4-star Siege, both defenses and offenses as well. Because he is able to heal a lot, he's able to counter with his skills, his damage skills with speed, I believe, so make sure to not miss out this dungeon. This was a big one. Next up, we're getting new summoner transformation. So they do the same thing essentially. It will be 4-star Dark Amazon and 3-star Light Gore. You get some defense to your Light and Dark weapons when you already have them, right? And for the bonuses themselves, they will increase the affinity by 5 and 7 when defeating creatures on the field. Now these are flat bonuses, so I'm not quite sure how effective they are compared to when you were able to farm previously. I'll have to do some testing of that, right? Because we don't really see the flat amount we get when we kill units. So yeah, maybe I'll make a video on that, especially if it's like very impactful. But yeah, the option is still there. Now there are quite a lot of changes listed here. I will not bore you with all of them as they are mostly like decoration ones or just quality of life ones. The ones I'm interested is this. So yeah, the Ravens had a bit of a problem last time where the wind and I believe the light one as well, they had stats built for critical damage, right? But they were weak point assassins. So now it looks like they have modified some stats of the water, wind and light Raven. So it looks like they dropped the critical chances down. They have increased the basic stats up a bit. For the water one, it looks like they increased his defense quite a bit since he now scales with defense. So yeah, good to see that. And they also changed the book effects from critical stuff to more weak point oriented effects. For runes, the only thing you really need to know from his whole paragraph is the first sentence, and that now you can craft Despair and Vampire runes. The rest, mostly just quality of life updates, so I'm not gonna go too far into that. So the battlefield matchmaking system is getting changed a bit. So now it says that you will get matched with more similar ranks or whatever. I mean, it might be an issue in like EU or Asia servers where you actually have people playing it. For my NA folks, this probably won't affect us much since we have to wait like 10 minutes to even get a match. So I don't think the ranking changes will do much. The cool thing is you can now do support runs if you wanna play with your party, but for example one of you no longer have tickets. You will get a like very minimal reward, like 1 or 2 victory seals for it, and there will also be some sort of pity rewards if you are playing the battlefield solo compared to a party mode, right? And the cool thing is now you will get transmogs for all top 100 players instead of top 3. I don't know how much this will encourage Battlefield, but yeah, if you wanted those transmogs, I believe these will be the... wait, which ones will these be? Oh, so the reward is for the Beetle Knight transmog. So if you wanted a Beetle Knight, you can try to go for it by getting top 100 in the leaderboards, right? Good luck. And of course another small change is that a single summon mode will no longer be available in the Moon Shadow Forest. So this is the one where you like kill monsters, get mana and purify in the middle. I can see why they're doing that since it's very hard to kill those monsters and it's pretty much impossible to prevent anyone from purifying, especially when they're like running. So they're changing to 2 battlefield rotations and then a sports rotation instead of a single target, like single monster one. Some arena changes happening, so it looks like they implemented the whole tournament friendly lobby much earlier than predicted, so good for that. Hopefully someone actually hosts tournament, not just Barcode and Toffer, right? But yeah, we'll see how that works out. The more important change is the balance changes, so Challenge Arena and Brawl Arena. So this is the recovery nerfs that they have promised. And as you can see in Challenge Arena, it decreases the recovery receipt by 25% every 20 seconds after 90 seconds. So it looks like by the 170-second mark, so close to the 3-minute mark, you will not receive... I'm not sure whether this 25% is like percentage of the remaining recovery or just flat out 25% removal, whereas after 4 of these you would not be able to but receive recovery at all. We'll have to test that out as well. And increases the damage dealt by 7.5% every 20 seconds as well. And similar changes in Brawl. It starts a bit later, but it happens more often. So it decreases recovery by 10% and increases damage by 3% as well. And very similar thing happening to the guild battles as well, especially the guild siege battles. Decreases the received recovery by 25% every 20 seconds and damage by 10% every 20 seconds. Next up, we have some new purple tier artifacts, and these will have one for each type, and some of these are super amazing, so make sure to keep reading. Heal. So for the night types, it recovers the caster's HP by 20% when using... See, I was a bit confused about this. When using counterattack and co-op skills, like, that's amazing. Anytime you counterattack, probably for the water paladin, it's gonna be nasty, right? Every 10 seconds, you can recover 20% of your HP. Pretty good. Using the link skills, I'm not sure whether that means soul link, so you're using any mana skill. If that's the case, that's pretty good. If that's not soul link, I have absolutely no idea what link would mean. But yeah, for warrior types, they have sort of a similar one, so whenever using link, counterattack or co-op skills, it will decrease their skill cooldown by 20%. I hope it doesn't mean soul link, because it wouldn't make sense to decrease skill cooldown of soul link units, since they don't really have a skill cooldown, right? Unless this means casters, as in the summoner. Yeah, very confusing way to work this, I guess. Weakening support type. This one I love. Increases the duration by 150% when applying stackable harmful effects to the enemy. So this is like the reverse enhancement amplification, right? Instead of enhancing buff duration, it enhances debuff duration. This is huge, because a lot of supports have a lot of debuffs, but they couldn't really make use of any artifacts. So I'm instantly thinking something like an anvil on this artifact is gonna be extremely nasty, right? So yeah, very excited about these ones as well. A mage type, it increases attack damage by 30% when hitting a single target. When it comes to PvE, I think weakness exploit is still gonna be a bit more OP, right? But if you don't have access to a damage or time effect, then this is a very, very good second option, right? Destruction archer type removes target's invincibility effect when attacking with a skill in arena and siege battle. The removal is only activated once, even if the attack hits multiple targets. So I don't know, at first I thought maybe light paladin counter, but then again it only works on one target, it only works every 14 seconds, and she can buff up like every 5 seconds, so really, sort of like no point to that. I guess a counter to light cleave, right? And this one, assassin, this one is actually very good as well. Becomes immune to CC effects for 8 seconds at the start of the battle in arena and siege. So I don't think it will outclass the death denial. However, this is a scary one for some assassins that can, for example, get immunity, or if you have immunity on itself. Wait, that doesn't make sense. No, they're immune to CC effects. So they're sort of better when you don't have immunity. That's what I meant to say. And it's a bit scary because, for example, a big counter to assassins that I had is a light cleaves skill 1, which will blind the target, and then silence with skill 2 right after. Both of those are CC effects, so you can no longer blind them. I'm a bit scared to see what a Dark Chimera can do without being able to be CC affected, right? Yeah, that's gonna be scary. And if you're using the Mostaza's legendary artifact, they are changing the skill a little bit below as well. And yeah, for book effects, haha, I tricked you. No changes to books. For the shop, right? Again, quite a few miscellaneous changes. However, I am very confused about this. Don't blame me for this. The existing daily crystal item will no longer be available, and a new daily crystal item will be for sale. So at first I thought that's like the daily gift that you get from the shop, right? Like 40 crystals, 30 energy, all of that. It's not that. So because I am currently on the Korean server, and yeah, it's not that. So I have absolutely no idea what daily crystals they are talking about. Maybe it's like in the daily summoner pass. Again, like very confusing because I'm seeing the rewards and nothing is changing, right? So it looks like some rewards will be changing. If you do know what these are exactly, do let me know in the comments, because I've tried searching for it. I just really don't understand what they are changing here. And one of the biggest change in this update, Spires are getting expanded to 200, and attribute towers are getting expanded to 160. Let me tell you about the Spires rewards. These are insane. So first of all, I will not show you all of the rewards, I'll give you some of the highlights. You get 5 Dark Dragon Transpose, you get a Light and Dark Legendary Scroll, a Light and Dark Transcendent Scroll, you get like over 100 Mystical Scrolls, you get a Destiny Dice to reroll your Light and Dark Net 5, so if you do want to make use of that, make sure to do some Spires before actually summoning your Dark and Light Scrolls. It's available at like 186, but yeah, the rewards for the Spires are actually insane. Oh, and if I didn't pique your interest enough, since the Elemental Towers got expanded, we actually got a few new rewards added there as well, and I'm happy to announce that there are another 5 legendary Light and Dark Scrolls to be acquired at level 160, and along the way you will also be getting legendary Light and Dark Scroll pieces. I believe it is 15 for each attribute tower, so that's another 75, that's another 2.5 scrolls. So yeah, it's gonna be raining Light and Dark Net 5s after this patch for sure. And to top it all off, there are quite a few quality of life changes. Most of these are whatever, but I'm gonna hit you with a combo of 3 amazing changes, right? A new raid table button where you will be able to see rates, percentage rates of various like drops and stuff like that in each content. Boom! Second of all, items that can be altered will now have a special marked symbol. Boom! And to top it all off, a new function will be added so you can change summoners in the main menu. Yes, you no longer have to go to the lobby to change your summoners. Come to us, we love you. Don't be too greedy, but we love you. Oh, and also if you're wondering why you are no longer able to get challenge arena tickets from repeater quests, that will be changing with the next update. We don't know what it will be yet, but yeah, you can no longer get those from the repeater quests. And now there is a bunch of events. So the main event will be some kind of like Joker collection thing, right? We have a special check-in event. This one lasts for 2 weeks. You get some Light and Dark Skulls, some artifacts, mystical skulls. Pretty cool. Since the Spires got extended, we also get permanent Spires extension rewards. The rewards are pretty good, I'm not gonna complain. It mostly has like artifact stuff, right? Some skulls here and there. We're here to protect the newbies. Now this is an interesting one. Clear the raid with users who are new to the raid and get a special title, chat icon, guardian, angel, hairstyle, and more. So if you're interested in doing that, make sure to participate in that. New unit release, we're also getting some mystical skulls event, but for the Joker event I'm gonna showcase it in the Korean patch notes because these actually have images. So from what I can see, there will be some sort of cards. The missions look pretty regular. The first one is obviously using energy, so 6k energy per week. And you get some sort of cards, right? So these have like various monsters, Artemil, Galleon, Fairy, right? I'm guessing you will get all 5 of these randomly and hopefully equally, right? And once you get these, you will be able to trade them for the reward. So it's sort of similar to how the Juice event was, I guess. There you could at least choose the rewards you wanted. Now you're most likely gonna either get completely random ones, or maybe you'll have the ability to select which ones you want and you will be able to get rewards from there. We only see the first page. I'm only gonna guess the second one will be something like skulls, the third one will be something like power-up materials, another one is gonna be like what's it called, artifact stuff, right? That's usually how it happens. But yeah, for the check-in event, here's the first page. The second page is even better. There will be more rewards. I think this is like 3 Light and Dark Skulls. But yeah, pretty decent, and the newbie helping one. So looks like you can get some mystical skulls, some devilmon, so make sure to help out those new players in the raids. This will give you an opportunity to at least do the raids in public lobbies, not just solo, yeah. But yeah, that's about it for the update notes. We should be getting a new developers note for March quite soon, and I believe the March one includes a new raid and even a world boss if I'm not wrong. But yeah, that's about it. I will be doing some Spires, and peace.